All right, hello everybody. I am so excited to be talking with you all about this full moon in Pisces that's actually going to be happening at a lot of sites are saying it's happening today on the East Coast. It's actually happening really, really early tomorrow morning on Saturday, but it's Friday the 13th and people are getting hyped, so I think we should just go ahead and roll with whatever you're feeling. This is, yeah, I woke up, I'm in my PJs. I'm just so excited to talk to you all about this energy. I think this, there's a lot going on right now. So if you're not in such a positive or kind of like blissed out place, that's totally normal and possible as well. There's some really intense astrology happening right now, and I'm really excited to get into it with you all. So, of course, as always, if any of this is resonating with you and you want to understand more about your own chart or ways that this astrology may be impacting you directly, definitely feel free to reach out. I'm now in Philadelphia, so if you're around here, we can do it in person, or I do them online for people all over the country. So let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about this full moon happening at 21 degrees of Pisces, and I'm going to kind of briefly go over some of the different planets that are engaged and involved in this full moon and some of the context, a little bit about what this last week was about, sort of leading up to this. So there are many planets involved in this full moon, and so as many of you have probably been feeling, the intensity and discomfort perhaps of these planets that have been moving through Virgo. So right now, of course, across from the moon at 21 degrees of Pisces, we have the sun at 21 degrees of Virgo. And so this whole last few weeks we've had all of our personal planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, moving through Virgo along with the sun. And Virgo energy is so beautiful. I think it gets a pretty harsh reputation on most kind of popular astrology sites of being too harsh or being too judgmental. But we would not go anywhere without Virgo energy. Virgo energy is actually like taking our foot and putting it on the path, like taking the steps, doing the work, taking ideas and putting them into action. It's mutable earth. So how are we kind of transforming and manipulating, not in a negative way, the material reality around us to be more aligned with Pisces truth? I think Virgo energy can, the challenge of Virgo energy can be when it gets a little too tunnel vision, or it can be a little too on the micro, sort of focused on, which can also be really helpful at times, this sort of bringing in this really hyper-focused, detail-oriented kind of energy to work through a particular project or move us through a particular thing or discern through, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Let's refine. Let's go 2 steps back. This doesn't look like it's as good as it could be. And this energy is really helpful for us in getting our act together, getting our routines together. Virgo rules the mundane, the day-to-day. And so I think we've been having all of these planets, personal planets, moving through Virgo, and we have Mercury, and Mercury rules Virgo in its home sign. And we've been having kind of this like face-off leading up to this new moon and continuing slightly afterwards, but we've kind of made it through here, leading up to this full moon rather. And this is, as these planets in Virgo, this detail-oriented kind of earthy energy, they've been squaring to Jupiter in Sagittarius and opposing Neptune in Pisces. Now, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. That's like the king in its home sign, just this grand, expansive force. And then we have Pisces in its home sign. This is like, it's just as concentrated of these two kinds of energies of Sagittarius and Jupiter and Pisces and Neptune as we could possibly get. And these planets, being the outer planets, are sort of these like undercurrents to our collective experience here. So we may not notice as these planets as much in the day-to-day because they move more slowly through the zodiac. They stay in signs for longer. Jupiter stays in sign for about a year, a little more or less than a year, and then Neptune, maybe, I mean, from the time I was born, Neptune, I'm 27, Neptune's only, so probably about 12 years in each sign. And so Neptune's been moving through its home sign now for quite some time, where if you have any energy in Pisces, any planets in Pisces, this is like, woo! It's really, really fun. These are both really expansive and grand energies, and they're teachers. They're humbling teachers. And so we've got this very kind of like mundane, day-to-day, detail-oriented kind of energy facing off against these expansive undercurrent energies that are asking us, is what you're doing on the day-to-day truly in alignment with your truth and your purpose here? And Jupiterian energy is about expanding and growing beyond where we have been and what we know, what we're familiar with. It rules the ninth house, travel, exploration, learning new things, being submerged in new cultures around things that we're not familiar with, that don't make up our immediate kind of worldview. And then Pisces, Neptune in Pisces is like the supreme kind of healer, transcender. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's water vapor, it's dispersed, it's the mystic. So seeing and feeling things in a completely kind of energetic way. And so we've got this like hard reality, earthy sign, kind of like, but, you know, freaking out. I think this could be a time of really like, you know, Virgo rules the body, experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of tension, maybe health issues, a lot of pressure in our body, in different parts of our body. And this is a teacher to us. This is teaching us certain things about where perhaps this expansive energy can be causing a lot of stress. And obviously, people, you know, I don't want to blanket that, because there are obviously chronic and illnesses across the board that don't embody things that don't necessarily fit under this, but I would invite people to imagine that this is perhaps an opportunity to examine, you know, this random rash perhaps that you have on your arm, or whatever kind of way that things are flaring up right now. I think this is encouraging us to see, like, okay, where are we not really aligning with truth and surrendering with truth? Pisces is, okay, we're here. Pisces is the teacher of like, we're in this lifetime it understands that we're in a lifetime among lifetimes, that we're actually all just holograms, that we are floating on a rock, zipping through space. It's this way, way zoomed out perspective. And so I think what's tricky is capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy can take advantage of this Virgo energy, this kind of busy, work, detail-oriented, get it all done, to-do lists that go on and on and on and on, and it can force us to sort of get really crazy and kind of anal and about things that don't actually have substance, or that are not actually aligned with our soul's calling or our soul's truth. And so this deciphering and discerning energy that comes with Virgo is to be used at this time to say, is this really in alignment with my soul's truth? Not what perhaps my parents are telling me I should be doing, or society's telling me I should be doing, or any of these outside kind of constructed voices are telling me I should be doing. Is this in line with my truth? So the way that we dig into that, you know, Pisces is aligned with the Hanged Man in tarot, which is going in, introspection, stop moving, stop acting, stop doing, and listen and hear. Where is there dissonance? And I think this can be a great time sort of hearing out dissonance, because in this particular case, Jupiter and Neptune are gonna win out to these personal planets moving through Virgo. We do not have control. We do not have control over a lot of things. So this Virgo energy can be applied really beautifully if we are on our path. If we're feeling like, okay, we've taken a minute to clear out the gunk of like what is real, what is not real. I think moving forward with the rest of the time that we have these planets in Virgo, and also today we have a beautiful conjunction of Venus and Mercury. It's like, okay, like time to speak your truth, time to embody your truth, time to show your love. So another kind of major undercurrent or theme that we have right now is the North Node moving through the sign of Cancer. And so the North Node and the South Node are the axes on which the eclipses occur. And the North Node is sort of, where are we going to collectively? What gifts of the sign that the North Node is in are we moving towards? And the South Node is, what are we leaving behind? What are we ready to get to deal with the kind of challenging aspects of that sign and sort of, and evolve? And so having the North Node in Cancer is like, is what you're doing about love? And if it's not, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing? And so this kind of really checking in with ourselves and really checking in with that dissonance of like, if this was about love, what would it look like? And I think there's so, and then also, you know, being gentle with ourselves, of knowing that there are so many forces within our current lifetime, within this third dimension, within our world right now, that are taking advantage of us on a personal level, on a collective level. And this is a time of seeing that truth more clearly and saying, okay, I'm not actually going to be operating within this paradigm anymore. I'm choosing to shift into a new paradigm. That's like what this Neptune and Jupiter are encouraging us, is like the context in which we're operating, in which we're doing this work in, this really important Virgo work. If it's happening in these power structures, it's not going to be aligned with our truth. Jupiter's encouraging us here to imagine, and Neptune, to imagine and expand beyond anything that we could have envisioned for ourselves in the past. It's a time to feel those like survival instincts that are kicking in, that are being like, why are you doing this? Like, you're going to be unsafe. You're not in scarcity mode. All these things that are encrypted within our DNA as a way to survive, as a way to survive within social groups, this sort of conformity. And I think this is really a time of hearing that, loving that tenderly, and thanking those parts of ourselves that are trying to keep us safe, and knowing that it's time to break out of that and to move beyond, and to shift out of these paradigms. This is, Neptune and Jupiter are, these undercurrents that shape our worldview, that shape the space in which we operate on in the day-to-day. And so, and as we have Uranus moving through Taurus, shaking, we have no real opportunity, there's nothing else really to do other than let go of those fears, because Uranus is coming. Uranus doesn't care if we're scared. Neither does Neptune, neither does Jupiter, neither does Saturn, neither does Pluto. Like, none of these planets care if we're scared, or what our ego wants or our ego thinks we should be doing at this time. Uranus is coming into Taurus, which is our safety nets, our survival mechanisms, and it's shaking that up. It's breaking right before our eyes. So we're in this limbo, collectively in this limbo right now of shifting into a new paradigm, shifting into a new way of thinking, shifting into a new way of imagining, so that our thoughts, and this is where, magic comes in, is like my thoughts, my intentions, the way, this rewiring of my neural pathways, so that I respond differently to things. I I know that I'm in abundance. All of these things that are sort of encrypted in our body, these neural wiring of our neural pathways that are abusive and manipulative to make us conform. It's a time of like, Uranus is in there, like, whether you like it or not, we're gonna kind of you can be actively participating in that, and therefore then creating and manifesting a world that is truly aligned with your, we just moved through Leo season after these eclipses. It's like, I am who I am. This is my purpose here. This is who I am. This is what I have to do here. This is my gift. And it's time to be creating a world around us that creates space for and holds and honors our soul purpose here. And another thing that we have going on is, so we have, not only is Jupiter, or is Neptune in Pisces, it's in conjunct with the moon, meaning like 4 degrees off of the moon. And then we have Mars in an exact opposition to that Neptune. So this can be restless energy of like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta do. And right now Mars is kind of like, dude, like, chill out, like, take a back seat, stop trying to kind of run the show, stop trying to control everything, humble yourself. This is a huge humbling for Mars, and it's not a humbling from Mars coming from this, like, masculine kind of, like, Saturn kind of energy of, like, an authority telling you to stop. This is coming from, like, a mystic, a healer, a ghost, You're just like, like, okay, this is true humility, because I'm receiving now my direction and my guidance not from these authority figures, but from energetic feelings or synchronicities or mystics in our lives who we've never necessarily given that voice of authority before. It's like, this is the time to like quiet and listen to the mystics and stop spinning our wheels. Virgo can be just like doing, and I think there can be many ways that people can be, and a lot of our kind of immediate plans perhaps are falling apart right now. Things that we thought, this is how it's going to go, like in, coming out of Leo season, we're like, okay, this is who I am. Now we're in Virgo season, like, all right, let's do it. Let's put our foot on the path. Let's make this happen. This is how it's going to go. This whole time right now is like, are you at, like, it's stripping away all of that extra things that aren't true, stripping away all that isn't true, so that we really can apply this energy and put our foot on the path in a way that's really honest and authentic and humble. And so, Saturn is stationing right now. It's been retrograde for a while. It's staying here, 13, 14 degrees of Capricorn for a good while. And it's going to start moving direct again. It's going to start moving back over this territory where it's already gone. So wherever in your chart, and it's been traveling with the north node of the moon, or south node of the moon, for quite some time, which is like letting go of this kind of like dictator type energy, and really surrendering into love, letting go of this, kind of perhaps cold, detached, more mechanical kind of, these are the challenging aspects of Capricorn, and really stepping into our integrity, and moving with love. If we're not moving with love, what are we doing? That really feels so resonant right now. So, I think that is all that I have around that today, and I'm going to pull some cards, and I think perhaps this last sort of piece is like, if our spirit is healthy, if our spirit is nourished, Pisces, the body and spirit, that they work together. And so if our body's not healthy, how can our spirit be healthy? If our spirit's not healthy, how can our bodies be healthy? And this means like, what are we doing to be taking care of and loving our body regardless of what is going on with our body? Again, we live in a world that is poisoning us at poisoning our water, poisoning the air. So being unhealthy, that is just a part of how this reality right now on this earth. And what are we doing, what little maybe steps are we taking to be, to be taking care of ourselves on a really kind of fundamental day-to-day, moment-to-moment kind of level. This is a beautiful time of letting go. If anyone did any wishing, spell casting on the Virgo new moon, like, this is the time to be like feeling that, totally feeling that, because I think that was a really pure moment to like really kind of get aligned, and then all of these squares and oppositions kind of gunked it up a little bit in the last week, and kind of cleared away whatever excess was in the way so that we can truly feel that Pisces. We need that Pisces energy to be guiding, to be the beacon, to be the motivation for that Virgo energy. So I'm just feeling this, pals. All right, let's see what we got today. Okay. Ooh, okay. Wheel of Fortune. This is a very Jupiterian card. Okay, like, things are lining up for you. This is the Comet in this particular deck. What is what is coming in right now? Karma. What's coming around? What's coming in? Saturn moving direct. We've got Pluto and Capricorn also in the mix here with this full moon. Like, like, imagine, again, not restricting our imagination around like what this path can look like for us based upon things that have happened in the past. Even if things were awesome in the past and we've maybe moved on, this has been a big time of change for a lot of people. Moving on from things, a relationship, a job, a project that was pretty cool. This is like something cooler can be coming in right now. So creating space and opening up for that. But Temperance, be thoughtful, be patient, don't be rushing through this time right now. There are bigger currents that are underway. Being thoughtful, being clear-headed, this is very Virgo energy. And then, in this deck, this is the card associated with the sign of Virgo. So this really thoughtful, humble, tending to our plants, watering our plants, watering the seeds that we've planted, and saying, are there things in this pot that are maybe, are there weeds that are starting to grow here? Is this soil as healthy as it can be? Is it getting enough sun, or am I just feeling anxious and neglecting and avoiding? This can be Pisces energy as well. And so this is just a time of seeing what's coming in, listening for it really thoughtfully, and being attentive and taking care and nurturing. This is very patient and thoughtful and humble energy right now, but things are underway. Currents are changing. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the moon. Surrender into the unknown. So, that will do it for today, my friends. I don't think I've ever been so excited for a video report. So, if this resonates with you and you are interested in learning more about how this impacts you directly, please reach out for tarot readings, astrology readings, and I send all of my love so that this experience, this card reads grace. This is experience the grace of this moment and release and really listen. So thank you all for spending time with me, 24 minutes and 12 seconds, and I will see you soon.